What else can you create with your paper pumpkin kit? Today I'm going to show you the card kit from the July paper pumpkin and some alternatives. Hi, I'm Angela Palmer from Stamp with Angela, based in Auckland, New Zealand. I'm a independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'm going to share ideas to help you make handmade cards with confidence. Today we're going to be looking at the July paper pumpkin kit, and I'm going to show you the cards that are part of this. And paper pumpkin kits are great because they come with everything already in a box, ready to go. And you can make the cards or you can change it up if you wish as well. So let's have a look and we will get started. So you might be thinking, well, I don't have this particular kit. That's okay. I'm going to show you some ideas that you can apply to your crafting. As well as show you, the awesome things about this particular paper pumpkin kit too. Now, I'm going to check. Please let me know. Is sound okay today? We had issues with echoing. Yay. All right, Elizabeth is here. Awesome. Last week, I think we'll only go to one, and we had issues with echoing. Checked it out lots of times, and it looks like we're all good today. So, paper pumpkin. This is paper pumpkin. It comes in a box each month. You can subscribe. It's a bit of a surprise. You don't know exactly what it is. You know a little bit of a sneak peek, but not exactly. And then you can make the kits up. So I'm going to show you the kits or the cards that are part of this kit, and then show you some alternative ways of using it as well. So the cool thing about this particular kit is the theme was Hooray for birthdays. And you'll see the 3 cards. You get 3 of each. And there was also, these are easel cards. So they're ones that you open up and then stand up like this. So they're quite unique and quite cool. And lots of flowers and things. And of course, you get other bits and pieces with it as well. So when you open your box, it comes nicely wrapped up in the tissue. You get a stamp set. So this is the stamp set here. I've stamped it onto a piece of card and stuck it on so that I know what's in the stamp set. You also get a little ink spot. And interestingly enough, with this particular one, it was Timid Tiger. Plus you get the kit, which is the instructions, plus all these bits inside. Now I've opened up my box, so it's a bit mixed up, but you'll get some card bases, some envelopes. You'll get these for doing your sentiments. You get some embellishments. Not embellishments, sorry. Some adhesives. So we've got this. We've also got some tape and some dimensionals. This one has got lots of die cuts in it, as you'll see. So this one comes with all these flowers that you press out. It comes out with some particular shapes. Here's my dimensionals. It even comes with some stickers. So this makes it much easier to adhere these. You don't have to put some adhesive on the back. So they are stickers, and these are the center of the flower, in case you're wondering what the yellow are. And we've got the 3 shapes for the cards. So what I tend to do when I make my cards is I pull out the 3 card bases. So we've got one that way, one going lengthwise, and I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'll just show you the finished cards, and then one this way. So they're the 3 card bases. And then I sort out what goes with what. So for example, you'll see the blue is that shape. The wider one is the half circle, and then the long one is that way. Now there are lots of flowers here. So if you open your instructions, you'll see here what is needed for each card. So you'll see that these are needed, which particular flowers, which things you're stamping, which stickers you're using. Obviously you don't have to do it perfectly. You can mix it up a bit. So I work out, put the blue flowers with this card and make sure I've kind of got everything matched up, because a couple of them look similar. Some will matter, might not matter. You can mix them around and then make up the cards. So let me show you what I've made, and then I'm going to make something different with what we've got from our kit. So this shows you what you need for each card, and then these instructions will show you how to make it. I'm just checking, make sure that sounds good, and everything's happening okay after all the challenges I've had recently. Okay, so this one will show you here, step 1, stamp these things. So it comes with a stamping block. The first time you get a kit, you get a stamping block, and then you keep that and use that for alternative kits as well. Then it's showing you, it's quite small. These flowers have got dimensionals on the back, and the darker dot is the mini glue dots that you put on to adhere it, and then this is the tape. So you get that all ready, then start sticking it down, and then put your flowers on. So the first card, I'm not quite sure if it was me just getting familiar with everything. It took me longer to make, but the other 2 cards were a bit quicker. So let me show you the card. So the first one I made was this one. Just trying to get my camera straight. Okay, so this one here. So you'll see that when you open it, it sits, you need something to rest it again with dimensionals, and then it will sit up like an easel card, which is very cool. So it folds flat. So you'll see this one's got all the different leaves at the bottom, then the flowers, and can you see the little stickers on? Now I did have a little bit of trouble with the first birthday sticker that I got off, but after that I was a little bit more careful and the other ones were fine. So you do have to be a little bit careful. The second card I made, I can't remember the order I did it in, probably the order they've got it in, was this one here. So like I said, it's also an easel card like this. So again, with the different flowers and the yellow stickers, they may not be all the perfect right ones matched up the right size, but it still looks fine. And then the third one is this one here. Sorry, just grabbing it. This one here with the big oval, and it also sits up like this. Okay. So the stamping I had to do was stamping on here, and then the little labels, and that was in the Timid Tiger, which was the contrasting color. Okay. So like I say, the best thing, my advice if you're making this kit, is to organize what goes with what and then kind of put it all together and just, yeah, use the instructions as a guideline. But that was lots of fun. So I personally really like the idea of the easel cards. And I mean, I could cut it in half and then use them as a front for a card, but they would be flat. And I sort of, you know, I wanted to keep them as an easel card. But so I did come up with an idea. I thought, you know, you don't really need this to be patterned. So what I did was, with one of these cards, well, I'll do it, this one here, sorry. I actually cut it off, left a little bit over the crease so I could hear it. And now I've got a card base, so I can still make this card, but then I've got another piece of this for something else. Okay. So you can use, you know, parts of the card. And then, of course, the other thing you've got is you've got the stamps as well, which I just had. Where did I put them? And there's lots of possibilities with that one too. So, where is stamp gone? I'll have to find it because I need to use it. All right, did I bury it? We'll find it soon. And then you can just use the stamps. So I'm going to show you. There is also one more thing that, oh, my phone keeps moving. I'm very sorry. Let's try that. One more thing that you can get. So there is a die set that you can get as an extra if you're a subscriber, only if you're a subscriber, and it includes the things for the July, August, and September paper pumpkin. Okay. And so for example, the leaves and the petals are for this month. The circle is for the August, and then the leaf must be for the next month, I think, something like that. Okay. So, but I actually used the circle in a card today. So you can buy these as an extra, and I forgot to check how much they are, but they're not too expensive. Off the top of my head, I think it was $28, but I'll have to quote me on that one. So, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll show you the cards that I've made, and then I'll show you how I made them. So firstly here, I've just got one card, which has just got some simple stamping. So let's move all these other bits out the way. Now for this, I love my in colors. So I've kept it simple, and I have just done just stamping really. Now this one I actually did not that long before the live. But the two I'm going to show you today is another one that involves some stamping. So the flowers, the sentiment, but I've created my own card base. It's completely removed from the card. And the other one uses the dies. So you may recognize this paper. This background was the back of one of the cards. And then I've die cut some of the leaves using those dies that I just showed you. And then I've added some extra colors. So for these cards, I have needed either basic white or thick basic white for card bases and things. But you can see how you can make extra cards. So I didn't really want to kind of use up. I liked how these cards looked, and I didn't sort of want to take some flowers away and divide it between two cards because I felt there was already enough. You know, it would look a bit sparse if I kind of took them away. So, but you've got the dies, then you can cut more of your own. So let me show you. So here are the dies again that we have. So I have used these two dies, and you'll see that circle on this card. All right. So this one here, I think you can kind of figure out what I've done. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some simple stamping, and we'll create this card first. So someone asked about, is it being shipped from New Zealand? I still think it comes from the warehouse in Australia, but what they might do is they might package them all up, put them in a big container and send it here, and then post them out individually once it gets to New Zealand. Because yes, the previous time it was cellophane wrap, this time it was in a bubble bag. So I'm wondering if maybe they're posting it once it gets to New Zealand, if that makes sense. Okay, so what we need is our strip to stamp on and our stamps. Do you know the colors I've used? So when you get, so these are the in colors. This is Hydrangea Hue and Calypso Coral and Peaceful Pine. I'm going to try one with Barely Blush. Now this is the block that you get with it. It's a little bit thinner, but to speed things up, I've put some of my other ones on a block just to get things moving a little bit quicker. All right, so let me just check. Yes, this is the right size piece. Okay, I am going to use a paper piercing mat just to, what's the word? To keep it, yeah, nice to kind of stamp on underneath. Okay, I'm going to stamp the stems first, and there's actually two different ones. You'll see one's slightly taller and one's a bit shorter. So I didn't kind of realize that until after I'd stamped it. Now I like using my ink colors because I love the new ink pads and the way you open them up. So what I'm going to do is I ended up with 5. So I'm going to stamp the one in the middle first. Now with these ink pads, you kind of need to walk it around, not just stamp up and that's it, but walk it around a bit. So I'm going to figure out roughly where the middle is. And then I'm going to alternate with the other one. Take my own advice. Going to lean it in a little bit. And so there's so much potential with this set to use the stamps. So when you've got Paper Pumpkin, it's a kit that you can take, you know, wherever you go. Everything's in there. And you can make the cards as is. And that's 9 cards, which is pretty cool. Plus, you've got the stamp set to play with afterwards and make whatever you like. So to me, there's a slightly bigger gap there. I don't know if you can see that. Or there might be up there too. I don't know. We're just going to go here. Whoops, that's slightly wonky, but that's okay. This one does stamp quite dark. but it does dry a little bit lighter. I'll show you the difference in a second, unless I pushed harder on that one. Because you look at that now and it's a little bit lighter. Now I'm going to go for the Barely Blush this time for the other flowers. And definitely with this one, I can see more of a little gap for where it joins the, or should meet the stem, I guess you can say. Okay, there's also some little centers. Now they were quite dark, so if I can get this right, I might try and stamp off this time, particularly for my Barely Blush one. Stamp off and then center, so it's a bit lighter. Stamp off, and then I'm talking to myself to remind me to do it, and I can't quite line that up with the camera. Hopefully that's okay. Then there's a smaller one. Stamp off, center, stamp off, and one more. Okay, how about that? Then I want my sentiment. So for this one, I've done birthday wishes. I wondered about maybe adding this kind of thing in the background. You could add the hooray for you, or just the, whoops, oh dear, my camera today just knocked it. The hooray, but we'll keep it simple. So we're going to adhere that to that. Oh, there's not much gap. Have I picked up the wrong piece? I think this is a bit wide. I'm going to trim it, but that's okay. We can trim it. Yeah, it should have been 5 centimeters wide, and that was 5.5, but that's fine. All right, good thing we check before we glue. Then there should be a little slight border, like so. So are you thinking of what ideas you could do with this particular set? Who's got the paper pumpkin? Have you made yours up yet? And if you haven't, you can still use this layout, this idea with stamps and things you've got yourself. Nice small stamp. I love this idea of stamping something, putting a border around it, putting it on a card front. It makes a nice, quick, easy card, and it looks really effective. Now I'm looking for my card base. And it's disappeared, so we will grab one from here. Here we go. So I do need to score this because it's not scored. I prefer to score because then it gives a nice crisp edge rather than folding it, particularly the thick basic white. All right, we're going to be a little bit ambitious, and I'm going to try that little hashy kind of pattern, which here it is over here. Make sure it's clean. Okay, whoops. I'll do 3 and then we'll put kind of the birthday wishes. I don't want it perfectly kind of straight, if you know what I mean. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to put our greeting in there. And then we will is it slightly narrow? Not really. Okay, so I'm going to use the birthday wishes. Well, I want to use the birthday wishes, but it's on a block. It is on a block. Ready to go. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to stamp it like so. And then we're going to trim it. So the ones in the pack were like this. These are slightly narrow, but that's okay. So I'm going to do those little banner things as well. So cut in the middle, cut either side, and try and line up in the middle. And we'll put this on with dimensionals. Whoops, I went too far. Hopefully we won't see. All right, then we've got that sort of pattern behind. And we'll put this up here. So here is an alternative using the stamp set from the Paper Pumpkin kit, and often I'll use the ink spot from it, but today I wasn't keen to use the orange. I wanted to use the something different, so I'm using the blue. But of course you could use the ink spot, but I'm not a huge orange fan. And I mean, if you really didn't like the orange on your cards, you could always, you know, stamp these sentiments in black or something like that. But I'm just wondering if I need more pattern around somehow. It's going to overlap slightly, but maybe I'll do one at the bottom. Yeah, I think I like that a bit more. Do I need to lengthen it a bit? I don't know. Okay, then some stamping dimensionals. And put that on, and that's alternative card number 1 that is done. All right, what are your thoughts? So just putting on some dimensionals. I see lots of potential with the stamp set. And I like the way that we've got obviously the leaves and the petals are different colors, different stamps, so you can make them different colors. All right, now I don't know if you noticed on here, I've added a couple of butterflies from the In Colour butterflies. Now I've got quite a few white ones because I just do. I don't have any blues left. Oh, we've got some of that colour, so maybe we will use a Barely Blush because, no, was it? Yeah, Barely Blush, because that's the colour of our couple of our flowers, like so. All right, there we go. And I do like the lighter centers on that one. Okay, so let's take a look at our 2 cards. Yeah, I quite like that sort of extra pattern. I don't know which one it's side by side. I quite like that extra pattern with behind there. It just sort of adds to it. What are your thoughts? Do you like that or not? Okay, so that's card 1, and that's using the stamps from the kit. Now we're going to do card number 2, and we're going to use the dies. So I have prepared some that I've cut earlier. So when you cut it out, it cuts in one go the petals and the centers. So you end up getting it all in one color. So I've done so Golden Glow, Crisp Cantaloupe, Blushing Bride, and Hydrangea Hue. And then we've got the circles as well, but they all cut all 4 at once. So let me show you what I did with the card base. So let's move the other things out the way. So the piece that has got a fold line on it, we will save for the actual card. And then, so a little bit past that score line, I'm going to cut. And then what I will do with this, so I can finish the card, is it here? Yes, this is my piece here. It's got a little bit dirty. But I'm going to put some tape or glue here, put that down, and then seal it shut. You know, glue it down. I can't think of my words. And then we've got the inside of our card. Okay, and then I can make the card just like I did before. Okay, it's just slightly detached. Now what we're going to use is we are going to use the piece I just cut off, which is here, to make this card. So our cards, this is a normal A4 cut in half size, are not as wide as these cards. So because it's got a little bit off the top and bottom, I'm going to make it a little bit narrower, and then I could use that piece for something else. So this is the size that I've got. I'm just trying to remember about what size I made it. I'm trying to measure. Let's just see what. So yeah, whatever this width, this is go inside. So whatever width this is, it's perfect. So it's a fraction under 9, about 8.8. So we'll cut that there. Might as well keep that for something else. And we're going to check that fits. Fairly even, perfect. And then I've cut out a circle from those dies too. Now with your circles, if you're not sure which is the right side or not, feel it. If it's rougher around the edges, that's the wrong side. If you feel it and it's smoother, that's the right side. So we're going to adhere that to there. Now that didn't cut quite so well. It might have been right on the edge. So what I'm going to do is put that at the bottom because we're going to cover it anyway. So don't get rid of it. We can just, you know, make use of it. So let's adhere these parts together and then we can have fun with our flowers. So with the dies, the coordinating dies, they are a set that come out to coordinate with 3 months worth of paper pumpkin. So July, August, September. And they're available while stocks last. So I would get them sooner rather than later. Now I didn't put this on dimensionals because we've got lots of other things that are on dimensionals. So about there, I think. Cool. Now you can only buy those dies if you are a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, just so you know. So you can't just go and buy them. You've got to be a subscriber. Now if you subscribe, you can be a subscriber for pay-as-you-go month by month, or you can do like a 3 months or a 6 months or longer subscription. But if you haven't done it before and you're wondering about it, this month is a great time to do it because you get 25% off your first month if you pay as the pay as you go one. So pay month by month and you'll get 25% off. Usually $56. So 25% off, I believe, is $42. Okay, so I'm going to get my leaves and my flowers out. I'm going for this, what do you call it? Hydrangea hue and Barely blush kind of combination. Now these are different. So I'm trying to work out 2 which are longer and that one's a bit shorter. So I'm going to put the shorter one in the middle and the other 2 on the other side, and then we'll have our sentiment going across. Now, all I'm going to do to adhere it, except that was upside down, is put a dot on the leaves, and that will be enough to kind of hold it in place. So about there, I think. And the same with these ones. So turn them over. Again, they should be smoother on the right side and rougher on the underneath. So I just want, you could use glue dots like they use in the kit. Or just don't want too much, even that's nearly too much. So I might make this one a little bit higher. Try and pick it up. And then I can go that way, like so. So they're flat, and then I've put dimensionals on my flowers. So these dies are very cool. I like them. Again, feel the rough side, that's the underneath. And I'm going to take off the layout with my take your pick tool. All right, is there a bit that tends to look like slightly wider there? So let's put that where the stem is. Not sure if that's right, but maybe there. And our cute little Barely blush there. Now for this one, I'm going to do a dab of glue again. And for this one, I alternated the colors. This one, I'm just going to find some gold and put them up with the same color in the center. This is when the putty one is very useful for picking up. If I put that one upside down, I think I have. Oops, and now the stem's gone for a wander. Let's just put them back in place. Can I turn them over? Yeah, that's meant to be the right side. And we need one more bigger one. Look in my little container here. That's a bigger one. Not sure if the glue's dried enough. There we go. So I'm going to go for all the same colour centres on that. What do you reckon? Then to finish it off, we need a bit of bling and our sentiment. I'm going for the birthday wishes. So there were a couple of other things on that stamp set, which I always manage to bury. Have I put it in the box? If not, you'll just, here it is. So we've got best wishes, it's your day, hugs and wishes, and then hooray. So you could have hooray, it's your birthday, that kind of thing. But I think we will go for something that will work, which is birthday wishes. You could have it's your day, I guess. And like so. So what do you think of these alternatives for the kit? I think it's great to maximize, you know, what you're getting value-wise. So you're getting the kit usual price of $56. You get to make 9 cards. But remember, you've got a stamp set you can use. You've got a little ink spot. So over time, you can collect the different little ink spots. Great for traveling. You don't have to take a big ink pad. You can just take your little ink spot, take a few ink spots, and you've got a few different colors, which is quite cool. So there we go. Oops, didn't come up. So I had fun playing with this. So you could use similar layout with, you know, other cards and stamps and dies and things that you've got too. Is that kind of centered? I think so. I felt it was a bit blank up here. That's why I thought, oh, I'll add a couple of butterflies. Where's my tool gone? Here it is, under the dimensionals. So I'm going to put one blushing, no, not blushing bride. Oh, let's go for the same colour. We'll go for both of the barely blush. Not sure what I've called it earlier. There we go. And then some blue ones. I think you can tell blue is my most popular colour, unless we also go for, maybe let's be different. We'll be slightly subtle with our embellishments. What do you reckon? I'll change it up. We'll save the blue for something else. There we go. All right, let's tidy my space so you can see what we've been creating. Save this for something else. All right. There we go. So here are our 2 cards that use the dies. And then here are our 2 cards that use the stamps. And I've used the in colours to go with that too. So what do you reckon? Adds texture. I see Sheila has written. You mean with the, not quite sure at what point that was, whether it's with the dies. There is kind of texture in that too, which is cool. I've been trying to keep an eye on comments and things, but yeah, cool. Very good. Any questions? So let me tell you a couple of things. So like I mentioned, there is 25% off Paper Pumpkin if you subscribe as a pay-as-you-go by the 10th of August. And you have to be subscribing for the first time. So if you've subscribed before, we've only had it a couple of months here. If you're already a subscriber, sorry, you get the benefit of already being a subscriber. But if you haven't, you get to sign up, pay as you go. So you'll pay when you sign up, but it won't actually get sent out until the 11th of August. Okay? If you're wanting to know what the kit is like, we don't know completely, but this is a sneak peek. So it's called Kindred Greetings. So it's got textured card bases and envelopes. So this is a little sneak peek, which looks quite cool with the layers and things. So yes, that's what you'll get for the August one, and that was where that circle die came in as well. So it's a great deal. Give it a try, and maybe you could always get it as a gift for someone too. You can subscribe to yourself, or you could gift it to someone. It's a great creative thing that someone can do, which is really cool. So here are some of the things about Paper Pumpkin. So it's an all-exclusive kit, so it has everything. It has the card bases, the envelopes, the die cuts, the embellishments if it has any. It has the adhesives, it has the ink spot, it has the stamp set. Everything is included. Like I just said, great for, could be a free gift for someone. You could just get as a once-off if you wanted. Shipping is included, I must say that. So the normal $56 is including shipping, no extra, or the special price, obviously, with 25% off is free shipping. Engaging community, you can check out obviously my Facebook lives, other Facebook groups with people making the cards as they is or creating alternatives. Prepay options available, so you can, you know, pay ahead of time or pay each month. Obviously, to get this deal, you have to pay as you go. Once you're a subscriber, you can access some of the past kits. So we've had the Lakeside Retreat or Waterside Retreat or whatever. I think that one is now available as a kit. Yeah, so sometimes it's just the refills that are available. Sometimes it's a whole kit, depending on if stock's left. The add-on products, so that's the dies I was showing you. So the dies that cut out the flower and things, you can add those as an extra. And then and you earn stamping rewards. How about that too? So even better. So lots of great things about Paper Pumpkin. And you could even get together with a few friends, whether you share a kit and make a card each, or you each get your subscriptions and then come together one evening or one Saturday afternoon and make the cards together. It's lots of fun. So yeah, so I hope you'll check that out. And yeah, why not check it out while it's on special? Even better. Cool. So just one other thing is paper shares. If you're on my newsletter, I would have mentioned it too. I've got the July online exclusive, which are these 4 papers, the Violet Dreams, I think it is, the Christmas one, some specialty paper, and then this kind of Halloween one as well. Get all 4 for $30. I've got 1 spot left. So if you would like a sample of those 4 papers, let me know. I've got 1 spot left plus shipping, or you can pick it up from me. And I've still got 2 lots of the annual papers left. Just seeing if I've got one in here to show you, but I don't think I do. But the annual catalogue, basically, you get 6 by 6 apart from the scenic ones. These papers here, you get a sample of each of these. All except this one is 6 by 12. This one comes as a 6 by 6. And that one there too. And that's $82 plus shipping. So I've got 2 of those left. If you like a wonderful range of papers, let me know and you can snap those up. All right, awesome. So remember the paper shares. Remember the amazing offer for Paper Pumpkin. If you haven't subscribed and you're thinking about it, why not give it a go? If you have subscribed, great. Have fun with your kit like mine. Look forward to next month's kit as well. It is lots of fun. And it all comes nicely in this box. So, you know, if you're heading away or you're going somewhere and you want something to craft and do, you've got your kit. Take it with you and you're all set, raring to go. And obviously get your instructions and things too. Awesome. All right. Well, I think today we had no technical issues, which is amazing, hopefully. Hopefully no issues with the sound. Hopefully you enjoyed today's cards and you're inspired with your own crafting. So whether you're watching the recording or whether you're watching the live, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. So thanks so much. We'll see you again soon. Bye.